Hello, hello everyone. My name is Jennifer Park. I am a second year PhD student in the Instructional System Technology program. In today's presentation, I would like to talk about my work in progress literature review for R711 Readings in Instructional Systems Technology course. My topic is on mentoring in higher education. And more specifically, my literature review will focus on international graduate student instructors teaching with undergraduate assistants. So before I introduce my knowledge claims, the evidence of my knowledge claim, I will first like to introduce the problem statement, the context of my study, and the summary of what my topic would be about. So, problem statement. Um, it, from previous research, it has been known that many international graduate students struggle with teaching in higher education due to their lack of language proficiency and experience in the US. So, since they're teaching in their second language and have limited teaching experiences teaching in their second language, there has been numerous research that international grad students struggle from that. And only a few studies focus on the ways to improve international graduate student instructors' teaching in higher education. So while I was doing some literature search, I was able to find relevant research on international instructors or international professors in higher education. However, it was difficult to find specifically on international graduate student lecturers or international graduate student instructors in higher education. So I found the gap here in literature, and I would like to discover and find out about their teaching from this study. Um, in undergrad students, mentoring for international instructors classes was particularly underexplored in higher education. So here my study context is in the teacher education program, and undergrad students are pre-service teachers, and their mentoring or their service for international instructors classes was particularly underexplored than in science, engineering class courses where the professors have undergraduate TAs to help facilitate the class. And I believe that undergrad TAs as mentors, providing reverse mentoring to the instructor, can guide international instructors to better teach undergraduate courses. So, as I've discussed earlier, mentors typically in higher education are mostly faculty members, and only a few studies discussed undergraduate students as mentors for instructors. So, typically, when we talk about mentors, it's usually the more experienced teacher or professor or more senior in the organization. Transferring their knowledge and experiences to the less experienced, to the novice. However, I would like to see the other way around, how a mentor, a traditionally mentor figure, can also be mentored by a typically mentee figure. Now I would like to move on and discuss about my knowledge claim. So my knowledge claim here is mentoring in higher education has emphasized positive outcomes of mentoring on minorities. So I brought this knowledge claim from Cornelius, Wood, and Lay, published in 2016. The title of the article is Implementation and Evaluation of a Formal Academic Peer Mentoring Program in Higher Education. And this article was published in Active Learning in Higher Education Journal, which which has a fairly high impact factor of 1.969. And I would like to, this would be my main knowledge claim for my literature review. So now I'll move on and discuss about the evidence that support this knowledge claim. The first evidence is mentoring in higher education is a process for students to positively socialize with mentors' assistants to adjust to their schools. From Strayhorn and Terrell, 2007. So mentoring, especially in higher education, students come from high school or from for instance, in my situation, in my study, grad students, international grad students come to from their home country to a new country, and go through this cultural adaptation process. And in previous research here, it supports that mentoring, positively socialize with mentors' assistants, can help adjust in their schools. My second evidence for my knowledge claim is that mentors act as cultural brokers who bridge, link, and mediate international instructors' differing cultural backgrounds so that instructors can reduce conflicts and teach better. This is from Grissom Parker, 2018, and Jizwiski and Sotnick, 2001. So Jizwiski and Sotnick, 2001, they talk about the definition of cultural brokers. I remember it was from 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 a different, like, one of the African countries. They are explaining that having a cultural broker that can speak the heritage language of the place, and English. This can be like a middle person that can bridge the cultural gap and guide them through this process. So mentors who know about this K-12 context and pre-service education program, who has already successfully taken this undergrad course, these undergrad TAs can act as mentors, and who can bridge, link, and mediate international instructors' difficulties trying to reduce the gap of this cultural differences so that they can teach better. My third evidence is with the mentor's feedback, international instructors can make adjustments to course content, their teaching style, and the structure of course delivery. So personally, I have been educated in 3 countries, Canada, US, and in Korea, and I can obviously feel that the instruction is quite different. When I was living in Korea, for example, it was I was told to memorize and getting the right answers for in solving math questions or any kind of subject quizzes was a virtue. However, based on the curriculum and based on the cultural backgrounds, the teaching instruction can be different, and students might not be uncomfortable with it, and also the instructor can go through difficulties trying to adjust the gap. So with the mentor's feedback in their teaching, they can make adjustments to course content and their teaching style, and maybe the structure of course delivery. This is based on Crow, Priscilla Silva, 2014, Fitz and Grung, 2013, Quisadi, Mac, Mo, 2016. So, so far I have described about the context of my study and my knowledge claim, and 3 evidences that supports my knowledge claim. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I look forward to your feedback. I'm very open to your feedback, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much.